What's happening? Welcome back, or welcome to the channel. It's your boy TDB coming back at y'all with another freaking video. And today we doing a 35,000 mile review on my Gsxr 750. I'm just shy of 35,000 miles, and I felt like I would want to do this review, man, because I got a lot of good things to say about this bike, and it has given me little to no problems. I've had a couple issues with it, but nothing major in a sense. And man, I just feel like it's the perfect bike. So I just want to get this 35,000 mile review out there because my miles is getting kind of up there. Hopefully we could hit 100K miles on the same motor. I want to see if it could do it. Most likely it could if I just take care of it like I do now. But we're going to see what it do, man. So let me get over there. I'm going to try to beat the sunset because man, the sun is going down right now and I just want to get lighting all over the bike, like even lighting all over the bike. So I'm gonna rush to the spot real quick and let's get it. Alright, so what's up, y'all? We on the way over there right now. I have to freaking hurry up and get out because look, it's even a little bit dark right there. The sun is going down. As we see, it's like almost all the way down, but we about to make it all the way over here before it get too dark so I can get some good lighting over this bike real quick. And yeah, let's do it. And just in case y'all don't, or y'all want to see the mileage, what are we at? Oh, I'm tripping. I'm actually overly tripping. We at 31.5. So this is gonna be like really my 30,000 mile review. I said 35,000. I'm tripping, but 30,000 mile review on this bike. And yeah, let's get it. Oh, the gunshots coming on my exhaust. And let's find one of these streets to do it on, whichever is clear. But let's go right here, and it might look a little darker than it actually is on my GoPro because I run with ND filters on my GoPro, but we are going to see once I switch back to the regular camera. But yeah, let's make this video. And yeah, it looked like some good lighting over here. Alright, so let's get it. Alright, what's the deal, y'all? So we made it to the spot, and it's a little windy out, but it shouldn't be that bad because I do have my mic, and it has a DAG hat on it, so we should be all good. But yeah, like I said, this is my 31,000 mile review. I missed 30,000. It's like 31 and a half, but yeah, let me show y'all the exact mileage. And we are at 31,548. Yeah, and for those who don't know or are new viewers of the channel or just barely watching this video and this is the first video you ever watched on this channel, TBB Corrupt, this is my 2017 Gsxr 750 with a bunch of bolt-on parts, a bunch of aftermarket parts, and most importantly, some aftermarket rims. You know, we had to put the bedazzle on there. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's a 2017 Gsxr 750, bunch of bolt-on parts, ECU flash, custom tune, all of that. All right, so first things first, let's start off with the problems I encountered because it's going to be a lot shorter than the list of pros that I have about this bike because the list of pros go on and on and on forever. Like, I have no problem with this bike other than I'll probably say I have like 2 significant issues on this bike, but I fixed them relatively quick, so it really didn't matter. But yeah, the list of pros go on forever and ever and ever. It's a wonderful bike. But first things first, I freaking broke a transmission shaft on this bike. I don't know how. It's because, really, I do know how. It's because I popped the clutch on my bike with the bike leaning to the side and on the back rim, and it ended up snapping. So my front sprocket was literally hanging off. I was on the freeway. I went to go pop up for a wheelie, and I lost all acceleration of my bike. The bike was revving, but the rim was not moving anywhere. But I ended up getting that fixed, and when I went to go diagnose the bike, I started taking it apart. I took the front sprocket cover off, and my front sprocket literally just fell off with the piece of the shaft that it was connected to, and it was like broken in half. So I ended up having to crack open the casing on this bike, and yeah, that's about the only problem that I've had other than, you know, typical maintenance that you would have to do, like fork seals and clutch jobs. But those are just like maintenance that you got to do over the years that everybody should expect to have to do on their bikes if they are putting some hard miles on it. All right, so with this bike now, currently the way it sits, it also has an aftermarket fairing kit, which I applied because the bike went down, I believe. Actually, it didn't go down. My Harley, oh, it went down. My Harley ended up knocking it over, so I had to change it up, and I didn't want scratches on my bike, so we ended up going with this all black, all matte black aftermarket kit. And yeah, I'll just do a little graphic kit on it real quick. I'm not even done with it yet. I'm just like haven't made some more stickers to go on there, but yeah, here it is. So basically, full matte black kit with a couple aftermarket, not a couple aftermarket, but a couple carbon fiber parts. So this piece is carbon fiber, and this piece is carbon fiber, and it really made the bike stand out. I've been holding on to this piece for like 2 years, and I never ended up doing it, and I never ended up putting it on the bike. But yeah, it definitely looks clean now. But this bike has been through some tough times, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this bike has been abused. I used to wheelie the mess out of this bike. It's been looped before, and yeah, well, looped in my standard. I was doing a relatively slow wheelie and ended up looping it. But as you can see, we ain't got no frame damage or nothing. All I did was crack my side casing, well, my case cover, and yeah, we ended up replacing it. But yep, here it is. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, this is not my first bike that I've ever owned. It's my second one actually, and I've owned many after this, but this is just the one that did just so happen not to get wrecked or not to have any catastrophic failure. So it's still here, motor is still running, and yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Being that this bike, what this bike is, it's a Gsxr 750. It actually is competitive. And when I say competitive, I mean against like 1000s that are in the same class. I don't mean 1000s that are stretched and lower, but 1000s that are stock wheelbase, stock height. These things can be competitive with those. And man, especially when it comes to like drag racing, like launching from a dig, these things run like monsters. Because the way I got this set up currently, I got it set up to basically accelerate with the 1000, but of course, after a while, the 1000 will pass it. And yeah, I have had no problems with this bike. It's been killing other bikes, man, and I have it. Man, it's crazy. Like, for it to be a 750, I'd be like, dang, this thing really runs. But let's go over the parts of this thing, because it is a review on the bike that I have. So here's a full Yoshimura R77 exhaust. So basically from this can all the way to the headers, it's an aftermarket pipe. And yeah, man, it sounds amazing. I'll probably throw in a couple sound clips in the video, or I might even start the bike up right now just to show y'all. But yeah, it's definitely a different sound. And the HP gain was kind of phenomenal. With the bike with the mods that I currently have on this bike, this motorcycle is pushing 140 horsepower to the wheels, but unfortunately with the stock aftermarket, well, with a stock 750 with just applying aftermarket parts and not opening the motor, you probably won't reach 140 horsepower to the wheel, but this one actually does. And hold on, let me start this thing so I can give y'all a sound clip of it. All right, so that's enough of that for now. It's people around here, so I kind of don't want to be entirely disrespectful, but yeah, that's enough for that on the exhaust for this bike. All right, and this isn't to me, it's not a high mileage bike, but to others it might be. And I've seen Gsxrs blow up even before this, 15,000 miles, 16,000 miles, and people might be wondering how you get these bikes to last so long. It's honestly relatively simple, man. If you take care of the bike, it'll take care of you. Do your maintenances on time. And me personally, since I did the work that I did to the bike, I'm kind of like a little easy on my oil changes. So man, I'll be changing my oil at like 3,500 miles. And I know some people will be running 7,000 miles on their oil, but they be having them problems too. And I've never experienced those problems. And a lot of the times, it can be a lot of variables that cause you to blow a motor. Like, specifically, sometimes people put aftermarket exhaust on their bikes and without getting it tuned, and sometimes it could kind of cause your valves to go bad prematurely. So without replacing those valves, and you just running the motor with bad out of spec valves like that, it can cause some failure, which is highly unlikely, but it does happen, and I've seen it happen. But yeah. But honestly, what can I say? It's a Gsxr, man. These things are bulletproof. You do the minimal maintenance on these things that is required, and they will last for however long you make them last. Just don't be running 20,000 miles on your oil, and don't act surprised because I've seen multiple people say well, I've ran into multiple bikes that have been ridden like this, and man, all you gotta do is take care of these things, and they'll take care of you. It's really freaking simple. And literally still after all these miles, man, this thing runs freaking subpar. Like, man, this motherfucker runs. Well, and that's probably because, man, I didn't wait. I waited so long to freaking put aftermarket parts on this bike. I think I was probably at like 8,000, probably like 15,000 before I even threw an exhaust on there. But after I threw the exhaust on there, man, everything came. Like, I was like, oh, I gotta get everything, man. Wheels, freaking everything. Like, just fully did this thing up. All I'm missing realistically is probably a velocity stacks, but I've heard some kind of inconsistencies on velocity stacks, and I ride this bike in a canyon, so I really don't want to jeopardize the performance up there, but I haven't really ran into no good velocity stacks that'll benefit both on the street freeway and up in the canyon. So it still got stock velocity stacks, but it does run. So I probably could push a little bit more HP out there if I put velocity stacks on there. And yeah, I could probably get to like 145. So they say. I believe it's like a 4 to 5 horsepower gain. And for those who think you gotta be easy on your bikes, man, this freaking bike gets beat on still to this freaking day by me riding it. Yeah, I ride at a I could say I'm a good rider at this point. But yeah, I beat this bike to shit, man. Wheelie it, race it, freaking drag it. It be going, slashing through all up in the canyons, high RPM, shifting high, and all that shit. And it's like literally bulletproof. Why? Because I take care of this thing. That's all you gotta do. Take care of them. A couple other mods I did that you can see at least. Let's go with the wheels and the rotors, aftermarket rims and rotors, Marchesini rims. I did aftermarket what are these? Uh, my bad, I'm having a brain fart. I did aftermarket levers. These are the CRG levers. I believe they're like the RC2s or something. It's the standard lift levers because me personally, I prefer the standard lift levers. I genuinely do not like the shorty levers. I don't know why. Maybe it's just not my liking. And everyone always say get ASV levers. But man, I swear, them ASV levers feel like, I just feel like they could be a little bit more symmetric. Like in your hand, they feel like, or on your finger, they feel like it's a brick almost. And I was like, man, I ain't running with those. But I did end up finding the CRG levers, and them was like the closest stock that I could find. I know it's a couple more out there. Even the Brembo lever with the master cylinder is kind of good, but yeah, I ended up going CRG, and I don't regret it at all. Along with that, aftermarket rear sets, but as you know, these things come stock with adjustable rear sets, so you can get quite a bit of adjustment out of Gsxr 750 and 600 rear sets because from Suzuki, the factory, they put adjustable rear sets on these things, which is kind of a plus, especially when it comes to comparing it to other bikes, because a lot of other bikes don't come with adjustable rear sets. But I did end up going to with aftermarket rear sets because the bike ended up going down, and I bent the rear set, I believe. So I threw the Vortex rear sets on there, and it gave me a little bit more adjustment to go higher up because I am a shorter rider. I'm 5'8", and the way I like to be, like, kind of, I don't know how to explain it, like how high I like my feet on my bike, I wasn't able to do it with the OEM rear sets. But once I added these Vortex rear sets on, I was like, whoa, that feels kind of different, and I like it a little bit. Oh, and I'm not sure I mentioned this. I got the Vortex clip-ons, which is basically the clip-ons from your bike. It just gave me a little bit more adjustment to put the bars a little bit more outward. So instead of them being like so close this way, I was able to adjust them more this way, and it feels a little better and feels a lot more aggressive when it comes to like not tracking this bike, but going through the canyons and flicking the bike over and over and over. It feels really good, actually. And yeah, when I got this bike in 2018, it was brand spanking new. Nothing on it. Zero, I believe it had like probably like 3 miles on the dash because, you know, they got to do those test miles. But yeah, this thing was brand spanking new. Nothing wrong with it. And I'm the sole owner of this bike. So that may be another reason why my bike has lasted a little bit long. Well, not even longer, but it lasted this long, especially with the way I be beating it, because I'm the sole owner of it, and I've taken care of this bike since I've had it. This thing has been absolutely flawless other than the transmission shaft issue I had, and I had to replace all my gears. And since the bike was, I believe I did that at maybe, what, like 21,000, I believe. So I ended up changing the shift forks as well. But yeah, and I ended up doing something sneaky in there while I had the motor open anyways. I had to put it back together. But yeah, let me give y'all a little walk around of this thing. I swear the black tail on that thing looks so freaking nice, and then these rims just add some flavor to it, in my opinion. Oh yeah, most important. I didn't even say nothing about this. These are the hot body blinkers. So instead of my mirrors, I don't ride with mirrors. I know many people always have something to say about this, but I don't ride with mirrors. These are the hot body blinkers. So I'll turn them on real quick, just so y'all can see. It's like the mirror deletes, and yeah, just like that. Boom. It looked flawless. Y'all can't even lie, man. I know everybody got something to say about riding with no mirrors, but I've been riding with no mirrors for such a long time, so I'm like kind of used to it. Keeping my head on a swivel and being quick with those reactions, being able to twist my head real quick without being completely distracted, and just being able to pay attention to everything while riding without the mirrors, of course. Yeah, you won't be able to see certain stuff like typically, hey, I could say I could look for helicopters in my mirrors when I had them, but now I can't because I don't got no mirrors. Do I miss them at all? Absolutely not. I don't miss some things, man. These bikes just look so clean, and I swear, in my opinion, from factory, these Gsxrs look fat. I don't know. I don't. That's just for. I'm gonna say that for a lack of a better term, because I don't have a better term for it. They just look fat. So I feel like once I deleted the mirrors, it made it kind of look sleek, and then the rims as well just made it just bedazzled this thing off. But yeah, this is my Gsxr 750, man. My fully almost done Gsxr 750. I'll probably just take my passenger pegs off and probably end up throwing some velocity stacks in there whenever I feel like it. But yeah, this is my Gsxr 750, man, and let's just break this down, man. If you want your bike to last as long, simply all you gotta do is maintenance, man. Don't if you can abuse these things to the max. Like however hard you think you ride, man, you could ride these things that hard. But as long as you keep it up with your maintenance, it's gonna be okay, man. Keeping your chain serviced and lubed, man, because you don't want to run. You don't want to end up blowing your motor because your chain slapped off your bike and it cracked your casing. Now you got to replace the whole motor. Come on, man, that could have been prevented. But literally, man, taking care of these things and it'll take care of you. Cleaning your your air filter when needed, all of that stuff. Simple maintenance on these things, and they will take care of you. I haven't really had to do nothing, and I did the valve job, but I feel like that's like a relatively simple task because I did it by myself, and yeah, I had no problem doing that. But yeah, I did the valve job on this thing, and it was fire. I got this thing back right. It was easy, clutches, all of that. I do all of that, but man, the biggest thing is maintain these things, man. Change your oil, change your brakes. Like don't be out don't be out here Gsxring it up, because I swear Gsxrs have this stereotype that carries along with the stigma that carries along with these Gsxrs. But man, these things are extremely reliable, and if you maintain them, they will stay intact for sure. But with that being said, that'll conclude today's video on my Gsxr 750 review, the 31,000 mile review. It's been absolutely flawless, other than probably problems that was inflicted by me. But yeah, it's been absolutely flawless, and this bike is wonderful. I've had nothing really bad to say about it. But with that being said, that'll conclude today's video, and I will catch you guys in the next upload. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and with that being said, peace.